And I didn't catch on. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, bro, that's when the match is going to end. And I told VJ, the reason I picked you is because you putt worse than I do.
Looking to prove the naysayers wrong, Couples seized a 2-up lead through 10 holes. But an errant approach to the par 5 12th reduced his advantage to 1. And by the 17th hole, VJ had a putt to go 1 up. 1 hole later, Couples made Singh pay for that costly miss.
Is he going to beat me 8 out of 10 times? I think so. But in a one-day time, I have just as good a shot as anyone. And this is certainly exciting for me. And now we just need a couple more points. So I hope mine meant something.
And it's Chris who wins the President's Cup.
If it's November and December, Fred Couples is going to show up. He's going to win, and he's going to bring a lot of fans with him.
Everybody talks about, Mr. Skins Game, Mr. Silly Season. So if we take a look at the stats, he made 77 skins. He had 11 appearances in the Skins Game, and he made over $3.5 million. Now, that's not chump change, okay? Most of us would give our right arm to have a career like that.
If there's a format that's made for somebody, it's Fred in the Skins Game, because he can just go out there, and if he loses, it doesn't really mean anything. Fred excels in the Skins Game because he's just an easygoing guy, and it's an easygoing format.
I'm well rested when I come here. It's weird to say, I almost practice more because I've played so little.
It almost seems like he's a little more in tune to what he's doing. He has a little more concentration. Yes, it doesn't matter, and in some ways he responds to that very well, and it works out.
Freddie, he's just so entertaining. He's just, fun to watch.
You're right.
But at the same time, behind that very calm, composed demeanor, you had one fierce competitor, and he wanted to win. He wanted to make putts. He did a lot of great stuff during those Skins Game, and it made the silly season very, very fun to watch.
Freddie acknowledges the crowd when he plays, and it's a lot of fun to be at a golf tournament when Fred's there, and especially late in the year when people think it's the silly season or the off season. Fred brings a lot of heat in November and December. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Byron Nelson's 11 wins in a row, Bobby Jones and Tiger Woods' 4 straight major championships, 2 of golf's most hallowed streaks. Fred Couples is also an owner of a less celebrated but still impressive streak marked by both longevity and consistency. From his first trip down Magnolia Lane in 1983 through 2007, Boom Boom never missed a cut in the Masters. Over that 25-year span, Couples made the Weekend 23 consecutive times, with injuries keeping him out of both the 87 and 94 contests. Couples' cut streak equaled the record of 23 set by Gary Player. In 2009, Freddie looked to break the tie. After struggling through an opening round of 4 over par 76, Freddie could not birdie 18 on Friday and missed his first ever cut at Augusta by 1 shot.
He was more bummed out, not about the cut streak miss and that, but the fact that he didn't compete and contend in this golf tournament.
It would have been nice to make the putt, but yesterday was the killer. I came in here with the idea of, like everyone else, wanted to play well and work my way up there, and I worked my way to 4 over par. And like I said, where I drove it today, the worst anyone should have shot was 70, and I shot 72, but that's part of the deal.
When it comes to hitting the ball, I don't think Fred takes a backseat to many guys.
The thing about Fred's swing is that it takes so long to occur. It takes longer than the average because there's a pause at the top. But also, he's got this little move, like everything starts down in concert. And it just looks so athletic.
To describe Fred Couples' swing is to try and describe a really beautiful poem or song, because it just moves and you don't really understand how it moves, but you sure like the way it moves. That's one more thing that men like us are jealous of Fred for.
think I've ever met anybody who doesn't like Fred Couples. You know, he's a charmer, he's good looking, he wears clothes well, he's got the flair, he's got everything.
The saying that all the women want to be with him and all the men want to be like him is absolutely dead on. 50-year-old men act like they're 14 around Fred, and the 14-year-olds act like they're 25. I mean, it's hilarious. The women swoon. Everybody changes when Fred walks in. He just has this knack, this combination of nonchalance and a really an emotional passion. When Fred likes you, he makes you feel like the most important person in the world, the smartest person in the world. He puts his arm around you.
Everybody loves him, you know, but the women definitely flock to Fred. What I'm amused by, though, is when we were in college, we couldn't get him a date. He never went out. So he was always the third wheel. Who's looking after Fred tonight? You got him? Yeah, I'm going out with so-and-so. You guys take Fred, okay? That's the way it worked.
The whole thing about Freddie Couples, boom, boom, when the pressure's on, he always comes through. I like to call Freddie Couples the paper boy because he can always deliver.
To win.
Freddie always does things at in the right time with the right audience. And I remember the second President's Cup vividly.
Look at this.
Here he comes, he's against Vijay Singh.
I remember standing on the back of the 16th green and Vijay was coming through and he gave me sort of this weird grin. At that stage, I think he was one down. So they went to 17, which is an innocuous par 4 up the hill, and Vijay hit a nice shot into about 15 feet. Freddie hit a pretty poor shot. It seemed like 100 feet, but it was 40 or 50 feet.
Freddie always, loves to have that center stage. He always does this spectacular shot, and that's exactly what it was on 17.
Good looking speed right here. Look at this, look at this, for the win. And the American team in celebration.
As soon as I hit, I knew it was going to be at least tap-inable because it felt good, and as it started rolling to the hole, got real close, and I knew it was going in, so I figured I'd have a little fun with my teammates, and I'm glad it went in. If it had looked out, I'd have been embarrassed.
It was one of those moments where he hit the putt, you didn't think it was makeable, and of course, Freddie's arms go up, and you realize it'd gone in, and our hopes had been dashed, and yet another couple's moment.
In the 1996 Players' Championship, Fred Couples arrived with mixed expectations. He was coming off his first winless season in the 90s, but by Saturday, Freddie was weathering the rain and creeping up the leaderboard.
Freddie Couples will be one of the serious contenders.
After racking up 5 birdies through 15 holes of the final round,
His shot.
Couples reached the treacherous par 5 16 and finally received a scare worthy of the tournament's lofty status.
Might have blocked it, though.
Oh, what a bounce.
With disaster averted, Couples was primed to take advantage of his good fortune.
Couples for eagle. It's gonna break left. Oh man. Fred Couples, eagle, goes to 17 under in a one-shot lead.
Seemingly spurred on by his own success, Couples then tackled the Island 17.
A 3 and then a 2 for Fred Couples, and the cheers reverberate throughout the TPC at Sawgrass.
Now protecting his own lead, Couples leaked a drive on the tough 18th and had to pull off one more magical moment.
If he goes to this green, I don't know if you'd call it stupidity or not, but he'd have to aim it probably 20 yards down into the water. Boy, what a great shot. Going towards the right front of the green.
The ensuing par gave Freddie a final round 64, turned a 4-shot deficit into a 4-stroke victory, and made Boom Boom the first player ever to win twice at TPC Sawgrass.